Hello everybody, welcome back to Scrappy Adam and welcome back to Simple Stories Saturday, the monthly hop organised by Joanne Bartle and played along with by a group of scrapbookers. I am a day late, I do apologise, that is life. But yeah, we are here and we are Simple Stories Saturday. This month I am using Simple Stories Pet Shop. So I'm using Pet Shop and Pet Shop Dog. I have quite a lot of this collection. As you can see, I did get 3 collection kits of the dog and 2 of the normal pet one. So with this collection, Simple Stories released Pet Shop Dog and Pet Shop Cat. Dog and Cat were smaller and then Pet Shop was like the main collection. A bit like they did with Say Cheese at the park. So that is what we're using this month. The idea behind Simple Stories Saturday is to share our love of Simple Stories and to use some of our Simple Stories stash. All of us absolutely adore Simple Stories and we also have a lot of their products. So we're just trying to get some of them used. You'll notice I have some bits and pieces out on my desk. Most of those are from one of the Page Pieces kit, the Pet Shop Dog. And I also have a ton of embellishments. As you can see, we've got no end of sticker sheets. Got loads of foam stickers, decorative brad, sticker book, ephemera, enamel dots. There is the Page Pieces I was on about. There is also the Page Pieces for Pet Shop. And the Pet Shop, so if you just have dogs or you just have cats, I would say you need both because there is no reason why I wouldn't use some of these on a page of our dogs because I think they're super usable and they have toys with these on other animals as well, and it's just a bit of fun, isn't it, at the end of the day. I have done a little bit of prep which I will show you now. As I say, I've got some of these bits out from the Page Pieces. I have a sheet of 12 by 12 white cardstock. So Simple Stories Saturday just means that we will predominantly use Simple Stories. So we're not going to use a Vicky Booten collection or Paige Evans or Echo Park. We're going to use a Simple Stories collection or collections. But we may have additional products thrown in such as flair, sequins, acrylic, wood, stencils, ink, white cardstock and all of the extras that you put on a layout. So for me, that means this month I am using the white cardstock. I've also used the stencil. This is actually the stencil from the Pet Shop Dog collection and it's just bones and hearts. And I have actually used scraps for my layout. Would you believe it? These are all scraps. I have 2 photos of Milo. This is before he had his trim this week. Well, trim, more like a giant shave. And he's just sat on the stairs randomly. So that is what I am scrapbooking, and as I say, I've used a ton of scraps for this layout. So let's dive in and see what we do. So the idea behind my stenciling was to create somewhat of a shelf for my papers to sit on. I'm not just going to push these over a little bit to give us a bit of room. I'm not creating with a sketch or anything. I've just sort of made it up as I've gone along. So yeah, it was just to give us somewhat of a shelf. I'm using this stripe paper, which is going to allow me to then bring in a multitude of colours because this has all the colours of the collection. And I think if you want to use a variety of embellishments or you want to mix in a lot of collections, using one of the sort of main colour papers of the collection is a great idea for doing that because it then allows you to bring in lots of the colours, and it also allows you, such as this, I'm not using that side, but it's got all the colours of the collection. This just has it in a smaller format. And as I say, it just allows you to use more colour, really. and bring in a lot more colours and a lot more texture, pattern, without overwhelming the page. I am also going to use this paper, and I'm going to tuck this behind here slightly, and then we've also got this paper which I haven't torn on this end in the same way that I haven't torn this, but I have torn some of the edges. And I don't mind that. I know some people would not like the sort of mixed texture, if you like, of some papers torn, some papers not torn. I personally don't mind it. It gives you a multi-layered texture, which I really like. Then I've used this strip of yellow. It's actually the B-side of this cute dog paper, and I'm just using that just as an extra layer, extra pattern to go behind there. I'm actually going to take this off for a moment. Just makes it easy to put all our layers down, and then make sure that that is lined up, and make sure that I'm passing the red. And we will just add a bit of extra adhesive to this one because I've moved it around so much. So we're going to pop that there. So you can see we've got sort of like a paper heavy layer, which sometimes I do love to do. It's all about the patterned paper sometimes. And what I like about this layout is the fact that I've used a load of scraps, which if you've been around here for any length of time at all, you'll know I do not do very often at all. So when I do it, it does feel good. And I'm just overlapping there. And that is the sort of base of this layout done, really. I have a 3x4 cut apart, which is the reverse of this paper, which I am going to put in the middle. And it's got a quote on it: "Dogs leave paw prints on your heart," which I thought was really cute. So that's going to go there. And then our photos, which are both 3x4 as well, are going to go either side, and I'm going to pop them at a bit of an angle. And I'm also going to lift this up. Oh, so daisy, I'm creating all sorts of havoc. And we're going to put these underneath our pieces there. So it's not perfectly aligned, we've got more gap there than we have there, but that's okay. That does not bother me at all. And then I'm going to overlap this onto there. So that is the base of our layout done to all intents and purposes. You can see that I've covered some of the stenciling up. That was inevitably going to happen, and that is a-okay. And I'm going to use some embellishments which don't necessarily have a lot to do with the photos, because it's just a photo of a dog on the stairs at the end of the day. But they're all dog related elements, so I'm not necessarily looking for something that's an exact match. It's more about embellishing the page for me. So I'm going to stick this one up on some foam just to get that multi-layered, multi-dimension thing going on, which I like very, very much. This one's some dog treats, a lead, some toys and a twig, which I think we can all agree is most dogs' favourite things. I'm going to put a little paw here, and I think we'll also put a little heart there. I'm not sticking the heart up on foam. That's just going to sort of tuck in there. But I am, however, popping the paw prints up on foam. And it's just a little foam dot, nothing technical. You could, of course, use some fun foam to get the same effect. I think it depends how much dimension I want, whether I use foam tape, foam dots, foam squares, or fun foam. I find fun foam is quite, what's the word, quite low, like it's not got as much height to it, whereas foam tape or foam dots, they give a greater degree of dimension. So it all depends how bulky you want your pages to be, really. I guess it is personal preference. What do you guys use more so? Or do you also have different ones for different things depending on what you're creating? I'm also going to add a banner here just because I can. Just because I can, and I usually find it quite difficult to use them, so it always feels good when I use one. And then our title is going to be Pawsome, and I'm going to tuck that in up here. Now, of course, tucking it in is going to mean that you're not going to see all of it. So if I put that there, you can see I've covered the bottom of the E, the bottom of the exclamation mark, a little bit of the M and the O, but you still know what it says. So I don't think that is the end of the world as far as I am concerned anyway. So don't be afraid to tuck parts of the title in if it means fitting it in, basically. So I probably wouldn't have been able to use that otherwise. I'm also going to use this squeaky chicken toy. Milo loves his toys, so that works perfectly. And we've got a couple more hearts. So I'm going to put a couple, I'm going to put this one up here. And then we've got a green one, which I will put down here. I think, maybe, no, let's put it there. So that's as far as I had got in terms of ephemera, which I generally try and look at before I hit record, just because it takes a bit more time. So if I bring this over, we can now look to see if we want to add anything else. I don't think we need to add all that much more. But what I might do is just add a little bit of this down here. So let's stick that back on, and I'm going to just tuck that under there and bring that there. It's just another pattern, colour, texture. And then what else do we have? We've got a ball. Milo is definitely the ball boy in this house. So that works perfectly. And a little bone embellishment. Just add, no, that looks quite random. I am going to use a couple of these. So we've got wet noses and slobbery kisses. And I'm going to use them as journaling strips. Live, love, bark, because he loves to bark. Licks of love. And woof, woof. So they're just used as little journaling pops of journaling rather. And let's have a look. Who's a good boy will fit perfectly up there. And I've also got this dirty dog wash, which I think is quite cute. And I'm going to add that down here. Because as I say, this photo was taken just before he went for his groom. And that is Milo barking now. And I think that's probably going to do it for this layout. I don't think I need to add a ton more embellishments. The page pieces packs definitely give you a massive amount. Like the smaller embellishment packs, I think you get about 15 pieces, but they're bigger and they're just perfect for 1 or 2 layouts. Admittedly, I have used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them on this one layout, but you could easily stretch it out to 1 double page or 2 or 3 single page layouts. So I think they're definitely a worthy product from Simple Stories, and I love them. I've got loads of them from different collections, part of their Simple Pages range. Don't forget to check out the description box down below, where you will find a list of everybody else playing along and sharing their love of Simple Stories. Thank you so much for watching my video. I really appreciate it. If you're new around here, thank you. If you are an avid viewer, thank you. If you drop in occasionally, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will be back on track with 30 days of sketches tomorrow, and I look forward to seeing you very soon. Bye for now.